laugh, then I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay. Hi Taylor, how are you today?
I'm good. A little stressed out. The school year's almost over, so I'm worried about upcoming finals and projects and tests, and it's all a little overwhelming.
So overwhelming, feeling pretty stressed?
It's pretty stressed, it's just all coming up so fast, and I know it's going to just go fast. Yeah.
I hear you. So last time, I'm just going to summarize what we did. First, we talked about your math class and the exam you had, and you didn't score very well on it, and you were disappointed in that. And you've had a quiz since then, so we'll talk a little bit about how that went. And also, we talked about your educational psychology class and how you had a lesson that you were going to be presenting, and that's happened since then. So we'll talk about that. So going back to your math exam, you said you got a 67% on the first one, and how did that make you feel?
Well, I thought that I studied so hard, and I thought I did so well.
Right.
And I was going through the test, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't do as well as I want to do. But then I got it. I was like, oh, cool, I almost failed.
Oh.
That's always a plus.
Alright, so you had a quiz then that came up, and how did you do on that?
I did really well. I got an 86.
You got an 86?
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Thanks.
great. So what strategies did you use for that test that maybe helped you do better than the one before?
Well, I went to class. That was probably a good idea.
That always helps.
That always helps. But no, it was just a lot of repetition. I found that the more you do things over and over, the easier they become. Who knew?
Practice, exactly.
But yeah.
That helps.
That helped.
And also, you said you had an Ed Psych presentation coming up. You felt comfortable with the content, but you were a little concerned about your group members and their ability to show up. And how did that go?
Well, I'm really confident in myself, which is good.
Right.
But it's people around me. Like this one kid, he wants to be a gym teacher, and he just doesn't get it. I mean, he doesn't work in a classroom. He just doesn't understand what I'm trying to say.
He's just a meathead, isn't he?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
meathead.
Exactly.
I see. Well, since then, so how do you feel since the presentation went? Did it go well, I assume?
Yeah, I did well.
So has that maybe changed your perceptions on how you feel about the people in your group?
Yeah, people definitely stepped up, and I know that they're going to be good at what they do and stuff. It was just a little frustrating for me because I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Right.
But
you don't want to.
Teaching adults is always, or like peers, is always more of a challenge to me than teaching like 5-year-olds.
Right. Okay. Now, also, this session I noticed that you wanted to bring up your plans for summer, and you have some trepidation about what's going on in regards to your working and your jobs, that you're going to be taking class as well, and where you're going to live. So just talk about a little bit about that and how that's going.
Well, school gets out in May, so I'm going to go home for 2 months, and then at the beginning of July, I have to come back because I'm taking a class, and home isn't far, but it's still annoying because then I got to move all the way back to Cleveland and then come all the way back to Kent.
Far enough.
The whole 40 minutes, and then but I can't move into my apartment until the 13th of July. My class starts the 5th or like the 9th or something. So yeah, so I have nowhere to live. I'm going to be homeless.
So you don't have any idea what you're going to do for that now?
I have no idea what I'm going to do for that, but I have some options and I still have to figure it all out. But I also have to like go home and I have to work for 2 months.
Right.
I told a family I'd nanny for them, and I've been nannying for them for years, so it's kind of just assumed that I will. But I can only work for them for half the summer because I've got to come back down here, and but then I need a job down here, so I applied to preschool. But if I don't get it, then I won't have a job, and then I'll be very sad. And it's just a lot going on. It's a lot.
I can understand. You definitely have a lot on your plate.
Yes.
Was there anything else you wanted to address in the session today, or do you feel comfortable about what we talked about?
Thus far, yes.
Thus far?
Yes.
Okay. Before we finish, I have to ask you a few safety questions. You know the drill by now. First one, have you felt about killing yourself?
No.
And have you felt like you needed to kill another?
No.
No? Okay. Good. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll see you next time.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah.